right, guys, welcome to Chat with the Hat. Hey, we've been advertising this thing all week, let you know it's on a Friday night from Elkmont instead of a normal Thursday night. But hey, we had to work around this guest that we got tonight, and believe me, it was worth the work to get around to get him here. Reggie Merriweather, not only a former player for these Clemson Tigers that everybody loves, but a good friend of mine. So I appreciate him being here tonight, and welcome to Chat with the Hat.
I know, appreciate you. Thank you for having me. It's been an awesome time so far.
Yes, sir. Hey, well, we're going to start out, and I hate to start out on a sad note, but man, I'm going to tell you, me and Reggie, we patronize a restaurant down in Greenville called Otto, and we got a lot of friends there, and I see Reggie there all the time, but we lost a good friend, one of the waiters there, Billy, and just, you know, broke our heart this week. But we want to give our condolences to his family. We also lost a youth pastor this morning from Malden First Baptist Church, and a lot of you out there in the viewing area know L.E. Williamson. Man, L.E. was a trip, but he led a lot of youth and a lot of people in the right direction. Well, now he's up there and he's getting his mansion in heaven, and his family's gonna miss him, and we're gonna miss him. But he was a ball of fun, and Ellie, we love you, and rest in peace, buddy. And we're gonna miss you. But our prayers to your family. What about Tyshawn? Did you know Tyshawn?
I didn't know Tyshawn and Di personally. We met in passing here a couple years ago at football camp, I believe. But man, just, you know, your heart goes out to his family. Young guy, still had the whole world ahead of him, and to see him play and be such a great athlete and such a great person just in life, and then to see this happen to him. So, you know, God has a will for everything. He has a way for everything. So the purpose, we may not be able to see it, but obviously he's in a better place now. No more suffering, no more pain, and heartfelt for the Clemson family. Even seeing some of the comments again, the guy was just such a bright spot, and the Clemson family stepped up and was able to donate over $50,000 for his funeral and other expenses. So. Just again, hats off to the Clemson family, and just a great guy, and condolences to his family.
Yeah. Well, and I got to meet him at a couple of practices when he was a freshman, and I was like, oh wow, this guy is so awesome. I mean, he is so nice till you just couldn't believe it. But yeah, man, it rips your heart out. But hey, that just goes to prove how short life is.
Right.
And nothing's guaranteed. So hey, we better live it like it's our last day.
Absolutely.
Yep. So that's what we're going to do here tonight. You're going to tell us some great stuff about Reggie Merriweather and where you're at now, and what's going on with your life, and maybe give us some insight on what we can look forward this year to that thing, because I know you keep up with them.
Oh yeah.
So well, let's start back in the beginning.
Yeah.
Okay, you were from Augusta,
Yep.
right?
Yep.
Okay, and you were running back down there?
Yeah. Yes,
Tell
sir.
us what high school was like. You were running back, and how you got recruited, and who recruited.
Well, I tell you what, just throwing back to the good old days, I like to call them. High school. I played at North Augusta High School. Didn't play my sophomore year, but my junior year, I was all state, all region, pretty much all everything, and went to a couple football camps. And the camp that I loved the most was Clemson. And got to race some of the guys on camp day, and I ended up winning that race, and caught the coach's eyes. So I started getting letters in the mail, and then once Clemson offered me, everybody else just kind of fell in line. So been an awesome experience. It was an awesome experience. Rick Stockstill is the guy that got me here. So without Rick, I probably would have gone to the other school in the upstate, but Rick was just an awesome guy. And now he's doing his thing over at in Tennessee. Middle Tennessee. And then it says a lot about the coaching staff that we had then, and even now. You guys surround yourself with good people. Very, very sad when he left, but that's how we got Dabo Sweeney. and the rest is history. But you got to surround yourself with good people, and Tommy Bowden hired two good ones there.
Yep, yep. So Tommy Bowden was, when you came to Clemson, he was the one that recruited you, Tommy?
Yeah,
Okay.
Tommy Bowden was, yeah.
All right. Now, was Dabo at Clemson for any of your career?
Yes, so Dabo actually replaced Rick Stockstill. And at first, nobody was like, who's this wide receiver coach, man? Rick was the man,
Yep.
Rick Stockstill,
Yep.
I mean, to this day, very personable. Not only did he know you and your family, he knew your cousins, brothers, uncles, 2 times over sister, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So he's just one of those guys, very personal, knew everybody's name, and made you feel like you were at home at Clemson. Not only did he, write letters and that type of stuff, like I said, when he saw you, he gave you a hug or a handshake and said, we'd love to have you here. And once you got you here, man, just one of those support staff guys that you can go and talk to and just be around, be yourself around. He was not only a coach but a mentor, and he did a lot for the program.
Yeah. Well, I remember he was pretty much the cat daddy recruiter. He was what Dabo was later.
Yep.
And didn't he go to South Carolina when he left here?
Yep, he went to South Carolina, I believe, for 2 years, and then he ended up taking that job at Middle Tennessee. So, and just an awesome guy.
Yeah, sure was. All right. So when you came to Clemson, who was your roommate?
Oh, wow. This is a funny story. So when I first came to Clemson, Chancey Stuckey, Kelvin Grant, and Justin Miller, all of us stayed in Calhoun course together.
Woo.
So freshman year, that was
the
quite
stud
yeah, it was quite a room full of guys. And then Chancey and myself kind of broke off after that and moved in with each other and lived with each other for the last 3 years of our 4 years while we're here at Clemson. So you make some diehard cast relationships as a freshman out of home. Being away from the parents and mom and daddy's not there, you gotta learn how to do a lot of things on your own. Cook, clean, and manage your time. And so we had a lot of good times. We had a lot of tough times too, especially with football. But it all worked out in the end, and we still have some long-lasting friendships. So.
Cool. Yeah. Hey, well, you say Chancey Stuckey. It's not one of my questions I have for you tonight, but that kind of makes me think that you must have been there for 63-17.
I was there, and I joke at Chancey all the time. I was like, man, you should have gave me the football on that last one. The quarterback keep, you pulled it, but I was there to celebrate with him in the end zone as he dragged a defender in there and scored that touchdown to make it 63-17. And that's a game you'll never forget. I mean, just the way we rolled into Williams Bryce and just beat the brakes off of them, man. It's just an awesome feeling. Being a newcomer, freshman, being from South Carolina, always watching the rivalry and being on the better end of it, man. It's just an awesome feeling.
Oh, that's great. Well, and I remember that when you said Chancey, the part I remembered was he was a wide receiver, but he played quarterback in that game.
Yep. Came in as a quarterback. He was recruited highly as a quarterback. He was, I want to say, the number 3 or 4 quarterback, number 1 dual threat quarterback out of Georgia. Yeah. And man, he was still got wheels to this day. But man, he was just awesome. He had an arm. Obviously he got in and saw the kind of writing on the wall, and he made that transition. And it's kind of one of the things that Dabo preached to him. And Dabo will tell you to this day, Chancey, he kind of quartered him on over there, and he started playing wide receiver, and the rest is history. So, a great guy, and just an even better mentor to the young guys now as he's on the coaching staff.
That's awesome. All right. Well, we have a couple of people on Facebook this week that wanted me to ask you a question. And one guy named Bill Miller. Yeah. I don't know if you know Bill Miller, but you must, because he said he wants to buy you a steak. Yeah. So you would probably take that.
Yeah, I would take it. Definitely take it. Yeah.
Okay. And then a lady by the name of Miss Beth Webb, one of the biggest Clemson ladies I know. She said you ran a game-winning touchdown against Maryland. And she wanted to know how long was that touchdown?
Well, I'll tell you what, there's a lot of touchdowns that I scored against Maryland. I consider myself the turf killer. But obviously, the one that sticks out in my mind was definitely was that 2005, I believe it was, either 04 or 05. Man, we went into Maryland. I think we were down by 10 points, maybe 14 points at one point in time. And we ended up edging back. Charlie Whitehurst threw a pass to Trying to think who it was at the time. Can't think of his name right now.
Rod Garner?
No, it wasn't Rod. No, this is way past his day. But I was trying to think who it was. But anyway, they ended up scoring a touchdown, and defense went out and stopped them, and we had about 5 minutes left on the clock. We said, we're gonna win this thing, guys. And came down to it. We're trying to get in field goal position to either tie the game or win it.
Yeah.
And man, Chancey Stuckey again made a great block on the right hand side, and I ran it probably about 30 or 40 yards down the sideline, and made a couple guys miss, and scored a touchdown. We won the game. So that's just kind of resilience of that team. I tell everybody, I said, man, Clemson has always had great athletes.
Yeah.
We just haven't had the coaching and support staff to put it all together. And now that Dabo has surrounded himself with all the talent and support staff and coaches and all in, it means something. He's got the town, the city behind him, athletic director, president, everybody's behind him. So, and that means a lot to the players and to everybody. So again, that was kind of one of the things that we're lacking a little bit. And obviously, offensive coordinator was different then too. So we had to put some things into perspective. But we won some good games. Like I said, we went down to Miami, won on a double overtime game, and then came off that next week and lost to Duke with a 60-yard field goal. So we had some ups and downs, but man, still a great team, and just awesome memories to think how that team was and where we came from.
So was the offensive coordinator, was that Rich Rod or was that Spence?
So it was Mike O'Kane for my first 2 years.
Okay.
And then when O'Kane left, we had Rob Spence.
Okay.
So yeah, Rob Spence, he's he's a little nervous guy, He's one of those guys that, he'd give a pregame speech, but also he'd have to get his nerves up to give it to us, coming from a small school like Toledo, and to the major Division I. But I mean, again, all these coaches, man, they put their best into it. Some games we fell short, so but as far as the support staff goes, man, we had some great coaches.
Yeah. So when you were there, how many bowl games you go to?
Oh, we went to 3 bowl games, I believe, 4 bowl games.
Okay.
Yeah, 4 bowl games. And
so every year?
Just about. So I redshirted. So I want to say redshirt year we went, and then of course with the fight back in 2004, we missed the bowl game then.
So you were part of that?
Oh, I tell you what, no, I was not. I tell this story like I tell everybody the same thing. I was, fourth down, they went for it. Defense was on the field, their offense was on the field, and the transition was happening where their defense was coming on, our offense was coming on, and then a fight broke out. So of course I was on the field, and I saw one of the biggest guys. I have the most respect for him. So Todd McClinton played defensive tackle. And this guy's 6'6", about 3 something, and I saw him get picked up, and I was like, oh no, this is not that type of party. I'm trying to play, So, but I saw him get kind of tossed around a little bit, and I saw everything that was going on, and the coach was trying to get people back. So, of course, I was holding helmets, trying to be the good kid, but it was kind of one of those things that you kind of saw the writing on the wall with the police officers coming on. So, get back and get to the bench.
Yeah. Well, and that day, didn't they kind of meet y'all at the hill and kind of ag it on?
Yeah. And, again, it's kind of one of those things where the rivalry, it's kind of simmered down a little bit, but you got a lot more in-state guys when I played than they do now.
Oh, yeah.
And obviously, again, you're either South Carolina or you're Clemson. There's no in between there. And, the passion for the game leaks out. Last game of the season, you've got people talking on social media, you've got family members boosting you up, so of course there's a lot of emotion in that game too. So wasn't handled very well, but at the same time too, we won the game, and the rest is history.
Oh yeah. All right, you scored a lot of touchdowns at Clemson, but which one? I think it was Brad Davis was the guy on Facebook asked, which touchdown do you remember most?
The ones that stand out now in my mind would definitely be the 3 I scored in Miami, and the one to win it in overtime. Man, such a big game. I think they were ranked at the time too, and just having the emotion of going down there. You always think about South Beach, the U. Giant, this monster that you go play, and man, it was awesome to go down there and to be able to put 2 and 2 together. A lot of people say, "Oh man, you guys had a great this, great that." but you got to put it together, and it's got to make sense. So the game plan made sense. We practiced. All that made sense. And we went down there and we actually were able to execute, and but we came out with a win. So raining that day too. So a lot of the odds were stacked against us, but it was awesome. It was good. So that one stands out in my mind for sure.
Okay. One last question, then we're gonna bring on the guests. Gary took my mind off of it. Oh, I know what it was. When we played, you didn't play in the Humanitarian Bowl, did you?
Oh, I'm trying to think what year that was.
That was Tommy Bowden's first year.
Okay, no.
Okay,
no.
so
that was in what was that, 99, 2000? When was that?
I think he came in 2000.
Okay,
Yeah.
So that was.
And you came in 2003.
2002. So that was Woody's last year. Yep.
Okay. Hey, you know George Bennett?
Yes.
George Bennett told me that he went to Boise for that Humanitarian Bowl.
Yeah.
And you know what he told me? He said that out there they don't even have a hunting season because they just go out on that field and pick up ducks. They don't crash.
Yeah, I heard a lot of great stories about that trip, man. They actually, the bowl game, so they actually had a few events. A couple guys went. I'm not snowboarding, but they took out what do you call them? The snowmobiles.
Yeah.
And a couple people actually got lost. I was like, man, what in the world? This is crazy. But they said they had an awesome trip, and of course, playing on the blue turf while it was snowing, with all the elements was something they could tell the kids about, man. So it was a good time.
Awesome.